What's up, YouTube? What's up, my people? All right, today, first things first. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, and Happy Holidays. For those of you who don't celebrate Christmas, we just gonna kick it off. We're gonna get right into it because I'm a little excited for it. I've been sitting on this video, so this is my first video of the new year. Happy 2026, right? Um, So I've never necessarily done one of these before. My previous commentary videos on anything, I've kind of rambled on, went on and on, didn't really know what I was trying to articulate or say. Even though I know how I feel and I know how to articulate how I feel, sometimes when you just sit down and try to get it out, it gets a little jumbled up, turns to a bit of a mess. But something that had been in the back of my mind for several years as a man who plays and enjoys video games is kind of the state of, as you would see from the title of this video, the state of gaming journalism as well as the gaming community as a whole. So without further ado, what we're going to do here, we're looking at this article. I'm looking over to the right here just a little bit for you guys. It's just right there. Um, if you're new to the channel or if you're familiar with the channel, it comes to no surprise, and I'm a big Resident Evil fan, right? Um, and when I first saw the, I guess, advertisement for this article, I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely rage bait. I mean, it still got me to click because I was like, I'm just curious to see, because I feel like over the past 20 years, I'm 31 years old, um, it's always been a very nonsensical, silly, and in a lot of ways childish approach to any and all things gaming. So let's see here. All right, we're already about 2 minutes into this little intro. Let's get right into it. So we got this article by Josh Broadwell, right? Saying, I played the Resident Evil Requiem's terrible prequel so you don't have to. And immediately from the ad, it wasn't this picture that we all see here, which is the main cast of the Resident Evil Outbreak, File 1 and File 2. It was actually just a screen grab from, I believe, Wild Things, the first scenario in Outbreak File 2. And I was like, all right, let's see what this person has to say, right? So get a little screen of Alyssa. So for those who don't know, the one in the red jacket up top with the short hair, blonde, is the same character that you see pictured in the screenshot from Resident Evil 9's trailer. So he opens up the article by saying, I'm a card-carrying Resident Evil lore sicko, or so I thought. It's funny. It's kind of like a foreshadowing for this article. When Capcom revealed Resident Evil Requiem, the chorus of its Alyssa Ashcroft from Resident Evil Outbreak post that broke out on social media made me realize there was a whole chunk of Resident lore I had no idea about. A janky multiplayer game that people love now, despite hating it at the time, question mark? Starring an ace reporter whose murder is the premise of Requiem, this, I thought, was a knowledge gap I absolutely had to address, and not just with fan wikis. So I'm going to kind of react to this kind of as we go so that my thoughts don't compile and I miss something that I want to say. Off rip, what stands out to me is a lot of the anecdotal stuff in any level of reporting or giving a review, right? I try to make it clear when something is purely my opinion because we all have our own thoughts and opinions on the things that we play and consume. Oh, actually, let me double check something here. Make sure haven't been talking my damn self. Okay, I think we're good. I'll just watch it back. From here on, we're good. I may have to redo that intro. I don't know. But a janky multiplayer game that people love now despite hating it at the time. Now this is going to be anecdotal coming from me. I don't think most people hated this game at the time. I think it just simply was ahead of its time before and I don't mean this in a subjective way like, oh, the game was so great it was ahead of its time. The game is admittedly janky. It is not gameplay is not super smooth and fluid. It is something that takes getting used to. For those of you that watched the live streams, I just recently played through File 1 and 2 on an emulator, and I played it online with folks that I met in an online community. That's pretty chill, pretty sweet. But I don't think anyone hated it at the time. I know my first experience with it, I wouldn't even say I hated it. The difficulty was definitely a spike. You know, you think you know how to play Resident Evil, you think you know Resident Evil if we're talking fixed camera angles, tank controls, and then you play Outbreak, and Outbreak humbles you very quickly. It gives you a character that doesn't move all too fast or fluently. Enemies, when they hit you, I mean, it hurts.